I said, your government speaks a lot of lies. You preach that we are one and indivisible. I said, that is not true. Because when you got your independence on 1st of January 1960, I had qualified as the first chartered accountant in London 3 years before. I was a married man and started reproducing. In fact, be that as it may, I then told him that when you say that Cameroon is one and indivisible, it's a lie. Because when you got your independence on 1st of January 1960, we were a British colonial territory under UN trusteeship. We were not there. When you entered the United Nations on 20th of September 1960, we were not there. So if you now say that we are one and indivisible, it is just not true. Because the moment you entered the UN, you were bound by the Constitution of the UN, which says that since the Second World War, they formed the United Nations. The question of a member state of the UN joining another territory was specifically provided in the Charter of the United Nations. They said, you can join anybody, but make an agreement in writing, signed by both of you, send a copy to us, and we will notify the world of your union. I said, do you think that I'm crazy? Saying that we are two separate countries can be a treasonable offense if, in fact, that is not true. I said, show me the marriage certificate joining Southern Cameroon with La Republic, I will shut my mouth. If there is no marriage certificate, it is a jumba. I said, so sir, what you are saying and miseducating the younger people is just not true. And I said, I believe you just simply annexed us, since there is no marriage certificate. I said, I've taken the trouble to go to the United Nations and search whether there is any document signed by Muna or Foncha that we agreed to be together. There is none. So if I see a pretty girl and I say, come and stay with me, the fact that we are staying together doesn't mean we are married. And you cannot be talking of cessation, which is the same as divorce, unless you have in your pocket a marriage certificate. I said, so these things you are saying are just not true. Then I explained to him, you talk about the Fumban conference and so on. I said the constitution binding Southern Cameroon from the day Nigeria became independent was prepared by the Colonial Office in London on the 12th of September 1960. It was put before the British Parliament on the 16th of September 1960, and it became law on 1st of October 1960, the day Nigeria became independent. That was the constitution under which Dr. John Bufonja was working. Yes, right. It excluded foreign affairs and defense from the competence of the Southern Cameroon government. It created the post of a commissioner who inherited the powers of the Governor General of Nigeria. When we were being ruled from Nigeria, he had all those powers. He represented the Queen. I said, so for Dr. John Bufonja to go to Fumba to have conversations with Haj Amadu Ahitu, he was acting outside the competence of his office. In fact, it was an illegal act for which he should have been punished, because the constitution which named him premier did not give him any rights over defense or foreign relations. I said, so there are lots of things you are doing which are not correct. To refer to Fumban, that we met there to make arrangements, is hoisting illegality on a pedestal. I said, so I have all this. He said, well, have you got a copy of the Constitution? I said, no. If I knew you were going to ask me, I would have brought it. But it is on the internet. You can download it. He said I should give his chief advisor particulars so that he can download the Constitution for me, for himself, because he had never read it. At that point, I presented him with a book. I launched it here some years ago, the annexation of the UN Trust territory of Southern Cameroon by La République du Cameroon. And I said, if he hasn't had the opportunity of reading it, I have a copy in my briefcase, I will give it to him. He said, give it to me. So he gave me another hour, and I knew the president always puts a security man to listen to everything an Anglophone prime minister say. I knew he was there, so I opened my bowel. And in fact, if what I am saying was not true, do you think they would have let me go without arresting me to try me? I challenged them. I say, if what I'm saying is not true, arrest me, take me to court, and I will be there to give evidence for my defense. They are frightened. They said, if we were to